We talked about complimenting, congratulating, and consoling Justin to build deep, authentic, meaningful relationships, and how business can be transactional, but relationships can't. We talked about urgency and how you have to be really diligent with the 25% of your time while you're building your empire. We talked about ripping up the playbook, how the things that have the biggest impact in your journey won't be in your business plan. There'll be opportunities that we create. So if no one taught you how to do your job, how would you do it? We talked about the power of the spoken word and how the words that we speak matter. But I want to talk about the most important thing of entrepreneurship. The reason why I actually came here today. So I told you guys, when I say guys, I mean guys and girls, that I beat my father in checkers, right?
Yeah.
No, did I tell you that I beat my father in checkers?
Yes.
Right. So what I didn't tell you is that when I beat my father, he had no idea who I was. So my dad had Alzheimer's. So I would sit for 24 hours at a time for 5 minutes of clarity. One of the last times I was at my father's house, out of nowhere, he turned to me, man, that sign hurts me, man, and said, "Jesse, my son, you want to play checkers?" And I was like, me? Yeah. So I pulled out the checkerboard, and for the first time in my life, I beat my dad in checkers. And while I had him in a moment of clarity, I said, "Dad, what else you want to do?" He said, "Son, I will do anything in the world that you want to do." My mom had a little swimming pool on the side of her house. I'm like, "You want to go swimming?" My dad had been in a swimming pool in like 10 years. So I got my dad in a bathing suit, I put him in a chair, the gentleman that was helping me lifted me up, and we put him in the swimming pool. If you have a chance to create a memory or a moment, you take it. They interviewed the wealthiest families in America, loaded, $30 million liquid net worth or more. And they asked them, what was their biggest regret in getting all the money? And overwhelmingly, they all said the same thing. Giving up what they already had, their family, their health, their ethics, chasing what they wanted. They gave up what they already had, chasing what they wanted. Don't give up what you already have, chasing what you want. It's not worth it. You can have both. You can have both. My dad was in hospice. It was like the sand glass. When they flipped the timer in the sand, my dad wasn't eating or drinking. 7 days. 7 days. We went around the clock holding my dad's hand. My mom had the morning shift. My brother had the late morning shift. My sister had lunch. My other sister had the afternoon. I had the late night shift. 7 days. And as I sat in this moment, as sad as it was, two things went through my head. The first thing is, I poured my soul into this relationship, and so did my dad. And at the end of the journey, I had no regrets. I felt so good about that. And I know everybody in this room might not have that kind of relationship with your parents. I know everybody in this room might not have that kind of relationship with your children or whatever, but if you do, man, you will never regret it. You will never regret it if you pour your soul into that relationship. And the second thing I thought about is my dad never had this. Not even close. But he mastered this. And like I said in the beginning of the talk, if you have $1 billion and your spirit is zero, 1 billion times zero is zero. But if you have $1 and your spirit is 1 billion, $1 times 1 billion is 1 billion. My dad was a spiritual billionaire. Not everybody in this room will get this. I gave you guys the stats, guys and girls, the stats. But everybody in this room and your children can master this. Thank you.
Jesse eXpcon! Get up, everybody!